What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. So, new pen. Got a new pen. So the purpose of this video is to kind of give you an overview of the new pen that I got. But also, I had expectations with this pen. And they are not really what I thought they were, but it's not the pen's fault. It's my fault. So, just giving you a little insight into, I don't know, let me just explain. So I have one vintage pen. I have a Montblanc 220. You have seen the video on it. A lot of times people will buy vintage pens because they want flex out of the nib, because when you press down on the nib, then you get all this line variation and it makes your writing look fancy. Of course, that sounds cool. But I really wanted that. So I went to when I was at the Atlanta Pen Show, I went to the Pilot table and they had all of their various pens. And there's two pens in particular that are really well known for how flexy they are for some line variation. One of them is in this box. It is overseas, it's called the Pilot Alabo. It is actually the Pilot Falcon to us, and I got it in a soft, fine nib. Let's get it out of the box. We're gonna write with it, and then I'm gonna show you what the problem is. All right, so a box is a box. I'm not gonna spend too much time on the box. Whatever, it's a box. And then inside of it is a plastic box with, stuff. It comes with an ink cartridge. Now, Pilot's ink cartridges are proprietary, so just know that. I got some documentation here. Now, my pen came from Japan, so everything's in Japanese, so there you go. It's just a bunch of documentation. And then the pen comes in a plastic sleeve. And this is the pen. The thing about Pilot pens is they're just pens. They're just a nice looking pen. And what's unique for this one, I think, is the bright red, because it's really, really bright red. And the other thing is, maybe I'll put a still up of a normal Pilot clip for those of you that are not familiar, but they have these steel clips that come down to a point with a little ball on the end, and I just don't think it looks awesome. But this clip is really, really cool. I mean, that is a really neat clip. I like it a lot. Just got some nice lines in it. I was wearing it the other night with a sport coat and it clips on there pretty nice. I like how the pen tapers down in the back so that when you post the cap, it fits on there really nice, because I do like to post my pens. Yeah, man, it's just super cool. I like on the end of the cap that chrome there, it's just kind of cool. I just kind of like it. All right, let's go ahead and post. Oh, and we should say that the other thing it comes with is a Con 40 converter. So this is their medium-sized converter. It's a screw converter. The Con 70 is a bigger converter that actually has a plunger. I kind of actually like the 40, even though it's a little smaller. But this is an extra fine, soft, extra fine nib, so even this pen with this converter in it will last, long enough to be cool. All right, let's look at a couple of unique things about the Falcon. So when you look at a normal fountain pen nib, it doesn't look like this at all. Like, this is just a very interesting nib, because there is some bounce that is made into this nib, and you can see why they call it the Falcon, because the shape of it is very, very unique, right? You can see that the feed down here, it's got fins, but they're covered up. You can see it's taken on some of the color of the ink, so that's a spoiler alert of what color ink I have in here. And I really, really like the black plastic section. I think it looks really, really pretty with the black, just the black and the red. All right, well, I'll tell you what, let's write with it. All right, so Okay, so the thing about this nib on this pen is that it is really, really, really nice because it's very soft. So here's a basic thin line. You've probably seen many reviews about this pen if you've looked at this pen at all, but then you can push it and get this really thick line, right? And you can get a lot of line variation. So let me see if I can do it. Also, get in the comments and let me know if you recognize that movie quote. I'm not very good at this. I think I've decided since I bought this pen that I'm not a flex guy so much to say. Why I like this pen is not because I can flex with it and get all kinds of line variation, but it just... I just like that. I like the fact that it does that. It doesn't necessarily, I'm not really a flex pen person, I've decided, but man, I do love the way it just feels. I just like the way it feels when I write with it. So I think for me, that's the point of having this pen. So I think, as I was saying, I don't feel like it's the pen's fault. The pen is fantastic. And if I just write with it normally, it does what I want it to do. And I think what I wanted it to do and what I thought I wanted it to do were two different things. I thought I wanted this super swoopy handsome handwriting, right? The problem is I don't have the skill for that. My handwriting isn't good enough for that, and I don't have the thing that you do. Not yet anyway, and maybe over time I will develop it. So my skills and the way I write, especially I think maybe because I'm left-handed too, so the angle in which I hold the pen is a little different, so that might have something to do with it too. But if I just write with the pen for the purpose of the softness of the nib, it's so comfortable. It reminds me of my Montblanc 220 in the sense that it's got that bounce. The Montblanc's totally different pen, feels totally different, it's smoother in a different way. This nib is not scratchy, but it's so fine that you do feel it. You know what I mean? And then when you press on it, you do feel it. I'm a little heavy-handed enough also that I think maybe it's constantly a little bit spread. So I guess the long and the short of it is, as I think this out while I'm talking to you, is if you're light-handed, it will be easier for you to exploit that whole line variation, nice handwriting thing. If you're a heavy-handed person, it's like you're going to be pushing down into the suspension of the pen already, and you're not going to get as much of that. If your goal is to buy this pen and be like, ooh, it's a flex pen and I'm going to be flexi writer from now on, I don't know that it's going to do that for you unless you kind of train yourself to do it. The pen's just not going to be magic. But also, I don't know, I bet that's kind of the way it is with all this stuff, right? You kind of have to learn how to write that way before you can actually exploit what the pen can give you. So I guess what I'm saying is the pen is better than me. It's not a failure of the pen. I don't think it's something that I thought I was buying and didn't get. I think it's something I thought I could buy, but I have to learn. If that makes sense. Needless to say, I absolutely love this thing, and I've been writing with it a bunch, and it is now one of my favorite pens, actually. The nib needed no tuning. It's very light. It feels great in the hand. I love the fact that it's red, so that it just has some color. I just love that, because Pilot pen can be a little on the boring side, because they're just a nice pen, like I mentioned earlier. There's not huge features to them or anything, but I just love it. I think it's awesome. So, whatever. I guess I learned a lesson, but it didn't cost me anything in the respect that I still love it. There's my little wacky overview, and hopefully a little more practical than some of the other reviews on the YouTubes about the Falcon. I think you see a lot of these reviews and it's like, this is the flex pen that you should get, the modern flex pen that you should get. If you're a flexi writer, maybe, but otherwise, it's just a great pen with a soft feel. Hopefully that's a little more practical. Anyway, thanks for hanging out. I hope you guys have a good time. Let me know what you are writing with in the comments. Have you tried this? If you're kind of in my boat where you want to learn how to write flex pen style, what pens have you tried? What pens have worked for you? Have you had that learning curve? Tell me, help me, because I don't know. This is something I'm trying to learn. This pen kind of made me decide that I wasn't going to buy a pen for the purpose of flexing anymore, but if there is pointers that you can give me, or a direction that you can give me, or even where to go to learn the skills, please put that in the comments, because this is a learning thing for me and I'm really trying to learn this part of it. For now, I'm just going to enjoy writing with a nice pen. Thanks for hanging out, and we'll see you in the next video. I'll leave a link to this in the description, by the way, so you can buy one. We'll see you.